The microphone? Okay. Hello everyone. So I'm here to present you the planning application. So after the discovery of the brand new rental application, it's time for the planning one. So during this presentation, I will go through a short introduction just to explain to you the new features and the different thing about planning. Then I will directly dive into 3 use cases. I think it's better to have some example instead of just theory. So I will directly go through the introduction here now for the moment. So as from now, planning will replace the feature forecast that we had in the past on the project app. So this planning application will allow you to create some shift to manage your task and your schedule in the future. You will be able to assign employees. So I'm insisting here on the fact that this is employees and not users. So you will see in the why later on. Then you can get a quick overview of your planning thanks to different views that we have improved on this app. And you will be able then to forecast your daily task to ease your work. So the different features that we have here in this application, these are the open shift management. So it means that you can let a shift open and someone can just assign himself or herself to this shift, because maybe you have a lack of work resources, but someone else can do it instead. There is a notion of roles. So it means that you can have, for example, one developer, one consultant, or you can have one waiter, one bartender. It depends. You can play around with the shift recurrency. It means that you can just make a shift recurrent, so you don't have each week to replan it or each day to replan it. It can make your life easier. Then you have also the template, so in one click you can directly decide that this role will be added to this day for 2 hours, for example. And you have also the duplication thanks to just a shortcut on your keyboard. You can publish your schedule, so it means that you can make a draft schedule and just keep it because if you need, for example, one afternoon to think about who I will plan on this task, etc., you have the time to just create it, keep it in draft, so none of your users or employees can see it before you publish it, and you can then send it by email. We have some different views. So you have the Gantt view, the list view as usual, and the calendar view. So the Gantt view here, as on the other application, has been improved for the V13. We have some feature about peer resizing, like you have in Google Calendar. You can just reduce the size of the shift. You can just drag and drop the shift, so it can just you can go faster on that. And it's fully integrated with time off and working time, so it allows you to quickly see who is available at which time during the week. So this is it for just a resume of the feature. So here you can see just a screenshot of the Gantt view. So quickly you can see on the left that you have your different employee, then you have the day of the week. You can see above that you can just filter on day, on month, on week. You can just send the agenda. You can just once again play around with the filters just to group by employee or maybe group by project if you link a project or a task to a certain planning. And here, this is just the calendar view. So as I said, you will be able in the future, already right now, just to resize it. But here, this is a screenshot, so just for you to know. And on the left, you can just decide. On the right, sorry, you can just decide who you want to see in this view. So now I will directly go to my use case. So just for you to know what I will do, it's just that I'm managing a restaurant. So during this use case, I will go over all the different small features I will see, and the 2 other use cases, I've already prepared them just to show you what it looks like exactly, because it can take some time to configure it here in front of you. So here, my restaurant, I have 2 shifts per day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. I have 2 bars, 2 floors, and 1 kitchen. So it means that I need 5 employees to manage my each shift. I have 2 bartenders, 2 waiters, and 1 cook. 1 employee can only make 1 shift per day, except the cook. I have only 1 cook because I don't have enough money to pay 2 cooks. And then we have 1 employee. We have 10 staff members, and the restaurant is closed each Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So here in this database, I have just installed the new application here, planning, so you can see the logo here. if I go inside this application, I directly arrive on my shift, just for me to know that what I'm assigned to for the moment. I can directly change here to Gantt view or list view if I want. For the moment, I have nothing for this week. So here, this is my planning. Then we have the schedule by employee, for example. If I go to schedule by employee and I check here, I directly see those gray cells here. It means that the restaurant is closed. It is actually based on the working hours that I have set on my employees. So any of my employees here, they are not able to work on a Saturday, Sunday, and Monday because the restaurant is closed. Then, if I just check, so here I'm the restaurant manager. I just want to plan my next week, for example. So I will just check here to go to the next week. And here I see that it's exactly the same. I see all my employees here on the left. And I see here that I have the Thursday and the Friday that are gray for Thomas because he has some time off, okay? So that's really easy. I will just begin to plan my cook, for the morning shift and the afternoon shift. So the cook is Antoine, and I just have to come here. I click on plus here. I just need to rewrite, and I can directly assign into him a role here. So I just created some roles previously. I will show it just right after to you how to do so. So here this is cook 1 because that's the shift of the morning, so just the first shift. That's really easy. Then from here I just have then to choose what time I want to do them. So here it's beginning at 11 in the morning and finishing at at 15. So one shift, each shift is 4 hours, for example. Okay, so it's directly calculated here, and the allocated time here is 100%. And I can just save it like that. So here I see my first shift. So just for you to know, the roles I've created them before here in my configuration roles, and I have my first bartender here. So as I told you, I have 5 different roles actually. I have the bartender I have one bartender in the morning, one in the afternoon. I have one cook for the morning, one cook for the afternoon, and I have one waiter here. I just forgot to create one waiter, so it's really easy to create one. I just click here, waiter 2, and I can decide which color I want for him. It will be easier for me in the future to see that. It's directly created here. I can go back to my schedule and continue to plan everything. So I just go here, and I see here, I know that my cook here is working every day for the shift 1. It's like that, because I have only one cook, so this is the only one to make a full-time job. So instead of just going each time and creating a new one, I will simply take here this and do some resizing. So it's directly added to here. It's just opening the form view quickly just to see if everything is correct. And as I have only 3 or 4 hours per day, it should be correct. Then here we have this one, and I know. So he is also cooker for the afternoon shift. So I can, I wanted to create a new one. And instead of giving him the role of cook 1, I will just give it the role of cook 2. And then I just have to take back here. So instead of choosing here each time who I want to choose, etc., it's easier for me to come here and I see my and I see here my planning templates. These planning templates here, I just have to click on them, and easily here, everything is added. So it means that I've chosen Antoine first, then the role was already added, but it will be added if I choose this role for him. So this is the template. And the only thing I do is to say, okay, it's starting on 7 p.m. until 4 hours. So it will just add here 4 hours, and it's done. Once again here, I just have to do it like that. And also I can make some drag and drop. So here I just made a mistake when I did it, so I just want to put it back there. And I just have to resize it once again. So now I have my 2 cooks for the week, that's okay. I need 1 waiter for for the shift in the morning. Okay, here once again I have my template. What do I need? Okay, I said waiter, so waiter for 1, I just click on it. Directly I have it here, here I assume it's Carol. And I can save it. Next cool features here, I can duplicate those shifts. The easiest thing to do, I just click on Control on my keyboard, and then I just make a drag and drop. Instead of moving it, it's just duplicating it. And I can do the same for each day on my week. Okay, so here my waiter 1 is done. I need my waiter 2. My waiter 2 is actually Gilles. So I do the same once again. It will be a bit repetitive here, but just to show you everything we can do. So my waiter 2 here, and I forgot to create it. So I will just discard it, and I will show you how we can create a shift template. So from here, from the configuration menu, I can just say, here I see my waiter 1. I need to create a waiter 2 also. Or maybe I didn't create it correctly. My waiter is here. Okay, waiter 2 is here. And then it's meaning at 7 p.m. for 4 hours. So when it's created here, I can go back to my planning by employee once again. I just switch to the next week, and I just click on the small plus for Gilles here, and I say here, waiter 2. Okay. So it's very intuitive, and you don't have to do much about it. And once again, I will just do the same. Oops. I will just do exactly the same thing. I will just duplicate them. Okay, so what I'm missing there is the bartender. So the bartender, I will say that this is Thomas. I can just come here. He is the bartender for the morning. But as I see here, I will only be able to add it for Tuesday and Wednesday. Why? Because it's not working on Thursday and Friday. So I will just duplicate it here. And I can still duplicate it here if I want. But what I will have to do then is to say, okay, this one, I have no one to be, no one is able to do that. Actually, Thomas is not able to do that. So I will just drag and drop and put it here in OpenShift. And then I will just do the same here in OpenShift. Okay, so my bartender 1 is done, and then I can just create my bartender 2. I don't know, let's choose Maria. And this is my bartender 2. So here for the moment what I did, I just have 1 waiter for the morning, 1 waiter for the afternoon, another bartender for the afternoon. I'm missing 1 for the afternoon too. So I can just do Control here, and I will just do the same. Because I need, oh, I've been a bit too quick on that. This one I can delete. Okay, and then what do I need? I need a second waiter for the afternoon too. And also need a second waiter for the morning, because I need 2 waiters per shift. So thanks to the duplicating feature, it's going quite fast to do it. So the last thing I'm missing is the bartender for the morning. So the employee here, we can say. That's my bartender 1. Save. And once again, I'm doing the same. Oh no, I had already one here, just forgot this one. So, yeah. So this one I don't need, sorry. Yep. So now it's clear for me. I have for each color, I have each time I have two employees, or here it's 2 times the same one, but it's not a problem. It's like that. So here you can see that you have some stripes on each of the shift. Why? It's because it's not yet published to my employee. So it means that no one is able to see that for the moment. If I just check here and I go as Gilles in my planning, you see nothing here for the moment. And even if I go to the next week here in Gantt view, you cannot see anything for the moment because it's not yet published. So that's why I was telling before that it's really easy to make some draft planning. But here, if you remember, I will just show you something then quickly. You have each time also a small color here. Here is just to say that this employee has two shifts the same day. It's not a problem, as I need the same cook for each day. So now from here I can decide to send the schedule, and it will allow me to send the whole week. So I will just be able to publish it or to send it. So here, as I'm on the local database, I cannot send email, so I will just decide to publish it, and I will show you after how it's working if I also send it by email. So include here OpenShift to give the possibility to different users to assign themselves to their shift. So now you see that it's not, you don't have any stripes anymore on the view. So if I switch to the calendar view, I just need to, I see also this kind of thing. I can go to day. So it's clear for you. You can just see everything from there. So if I go back here to my Gantt view, I know that I still have to plan. I still have to plan here. I have 2 open shifts, and I know that Gilles wants to make some extra work. He wants also to be a bartender from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And here, because he's only the waiter that day, he wants to make some extra work. As I've just published it, when I will refresh the page here on that side, it will only see for the moment his shift. So it's my shift. So he will see that he has to work this week from 7 p.m. to 11 as the waiter 2. If I remove the filter, I will directly see every shift I will directly see all the shifts, and he will be able to see also the open one. And he will just have to click on it and say, okay, I take it. I want to do this shift. Great, for me that's good. But why does he want to do that? Is because actually he's not available from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. that day. So what he will do now, he will just open his shift, and say, hey, I'm unavailable. It's just a feature to say that you can just unassign yourself from a shift. It's not mandatory to give this possibility to your employee. So you can just remove this feature if you want, thanks to the configuration. So from now, here we once again refresh. I will see that instead of having 2 times the bartender, I have also the waiter 2. And hopefully for me, I have Victoria who who is just a student that I can ask her to come to work. So I will just remove them to her here, and she can do everything more. So now that's good here. And I have, once again, a small color here. It's not red anymore. The red is only when you have 2 times a shift on the same employee. It's just that here, yeah, I should just leave my mouse on it. You just have here something to tell you that some changes were made, but nothing has been published yet. So it allows you to quickly see, I forgot to send it to my employee. So because it can happen that no one will show up at the shift, and you don't know why, but it's actually your fault. So what I will do once again here, I will just send, publish and send. So here now everything has been correctly done, and it's really easy for me to have my scheduled employee. So just remember, I told you that it's not an obligation to be a user. Here I show you with the user what he can see. But if I were not a user, here, you will actually, this is coming from a SAS database that I just made this morning. If you send an email, the employee will receive this, and he will be able just to click on view your planning, and from here, he will see exactly what he has to do. So just think about my student Victoria. I just don't want to have a user for her. I don't want to pay one extra user. So I will just have this feature here, and here below, she will be able to see the open shifts. So instead of myself assigning her to those shifts, I could just say, hey, just check the planning I sent. You will see that there are some available shifts. You can just assign yourself according to the class that you have to follow, for example. So I can just click here on assign me to this shift. Then it was great. It took me some time to make this to make this planning. I can admit that. So we have this cool feature here to say copy previous week. So instead of each week doing the same thing, you can just click next one. You see quickly that no one is on vacation and you can just copy previous week. And here everything is there once again in one click. It's not yet published, so you can just prepare them in advance to avoid doing that every Friday, for example, for the next week. So I think this was it for the use case about the restaurant. And now I can move to the second use case about a training company. So just imagine that I'm an Odoo partner, and I'm giving trainings about Odoo apps. Okay, so I have 10 employees working for me. One trainer can only give one project. So I mean one project if a customer is buying a training on purchase, sales, inventory, studio, etc., etc. It will be the same employee for all of them. And we have one project manager who is responsible each week. So each Friday he is assigning or each Monday, we don't mind, who is giving the training the week after. Okay. So yep, here. If I just go here quickly to my training company. I see that I have created previously, as you all know, this feature to create directly a quotation when you confirm it. There is a task created after that. So I have created several sell orders for my customer who are buying, for example, accounting training, studio, etc., etc. So even if I just do it like that, I can quickly see what are my different training. So it means that it has created some new project. So I have my project SO1, I have my project SO2, SO3, SO4. And based on that, for what I would like to do, as a project manager, it's really easy. I go to all tasks. I just go in the list view, remove my task, obviously. I group by project, and I filter just on the unassigned one. And here I see quickly that what do I have to do? I have to actually assign 24 hours of trainings for my SO1. I have to assign 16 for my SO2, 28 for my SO3, and 40 for my SO4. Easy for me, okay? I see 24 hours here. I just duplicate it from here. I go to planning, and in my schedule by employee. So I want to do it for next week. I will not do it for that week. And I know that I will give my first training of, it was 24 hours for Antoine. So I know that my worker here, they are working 8 hours per day. So this is a 40 hours per week. It's 3 days of work for 24, sorry. So here I can just come. I say here, Antoine. It will begin at 8. So here it should be 8, but there is just a small mistake for the moment. And I can just say here, it will work on project SO1. Save. That's it. I know it's for 3 days. Once again, I do it like that. It will be open here, 24 hours, perfect. I'm done for this one. Next one is the training on SO2. This is an accounting one, a 2 days accounting one. They need a lot of work on that. This will be for my next employee. I choose my project, save. This will be a 2-day trainings, but then the client tell me, okay, I cannot do that on that day. Okay, no problem. Drag and drop once again, and I do it there. Next one, studio, so it's 28 hours, so this one, I can just say this will be for John. We'll begin today. Forgot to put the project on it. And here you see I haven't set any wall because it's not needed. I know that they are all trainers, so I don't need to do that. So it was SO3 save. It was 28 hours, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And then here I will just say that it's for till the 10, and say that this is until something like that. It's 29, but let's do it like that. It's okay, it's enough. So here it's okay, and the last one is about training here, and it's 41, so this is a whole week training that I will do for Michael. And this is my project 4. Save. So I can then send the schedule, but yeah, indeed, it's great. I've planned everything, but my employee, they don't know at all what they have to do for this project, for example. So it's very easy for them when they come, when they will go to their own view here, if they have a user in that case, you will be able just to say here then group by project, and then quickly Antoine can see, okay, I'm assigned to this project this week, SO1. I go to my project view, and I can just see what do I have to do. And here quickly, so as I've assigned all my shift, I can just choose everything here, and with the new feature that we got here, I can just put planned, and it will plan everything here. It will directly put everything in my on stage planned. So if I go now to my training, my 6 tags, they are not anymore in unassigned, they are now in planned. So it can go quite fast to go over that. Then if I come also directly to from planning application here, if I go to my schedule, I can also see my project. I will just go quickly back to the restaurant. I forgot to show you a great feature, so forget about Odoo trainings, think about restaurants. If you go to schedule here, you can just group by role. And here quickly you can see, thanks to this small sum here, to say, okay, it's great. For my bartender one, I have 2. I have 2 persons. I have 2, only one, that's normal, 2, 2, and 2. Okay, I'm okay for my planning. So before I send it, before I send it to my employees, I can just directly have a quick check from here. And here I don't have any project, so it has no sense to do it from here. Yeah, I think that's a bit everything about the training company. I will just check quickly. No, that's enough. Okay, but once again, if the customer, if the employee forgot to enter its leave, he can just unassign himself from this shift to say, hey, actually I'm not available anymore, could you just put it to someone else? Here, for example, okay, this one is not available anymore, so I will just here to go to by employee. My employee here is not available anymore, so I can just remove it and put it there. All right, so now my third use case is about organizing your daily workload. This one is a bit more special. You need to understand how it can work, but it's just like a different way to use the planning app. It's possible to do so. So, for example, here you can just decide to, I'm also an Odoo partner, but now I'm just doing development. I'm not giving training. So I have 5 developers working for me, and the maximum workload per employee is 40 hours per week. And each Friday you plan the next week. So now if I go to my project company here, I have already created everything before. Actually, it was easier for me. But if I go now then to planning, no, sorry. I want to do it from the project. So because from project app, so as you have seen before, you were able to link a project to a shift. But you can also link a project and then a task to a shift. So it will allow you to really correctly calculate the percentage of time for your worker on each task per week. So here I have actually 3 projects. In each of them I have 7 tasks. Those tasks are development to do. They are already in assigned because I did it previously. But from the project app, you have also the possibility to have this menu here. You just have the possibility to make a planning on a project if you allow on the project to make a planning, as it was in the past with forecast. So now if I just go to my planning, by employee, for example, and I go to next week, what I did here, I've actually, I give the possibility to my employee to say, okay, you have 1 week to make this task, but this task is only taking 4 hours, for example. Then you have 1 week to make this other task, 8 hours. And at the end, what I want to be sure is that there is an occupation level of 100%. And here, I can directly see that it's only 70%. Here, it's only 17.5. Here, it's 115. Oh, I have an issue with Marta, sorry. She's working too much, or I planned too much for her, I need to change that. And the last one, Mike, is okay. So if I also leave my mouse on that, I can directly see the start date, the end date, the allocated hours is 4 hours, so it means it's 10% of your workload on the week. So now if I open one of them here, I can see that it's actually linked to a role, the developer one, then it's to a project, the project C, development on the purchase app, for example, and here I see the planned hours that I have on my task. The company is something else, and then I have here start date, end date, and the allocated hour is 4 hours. It's actually 10% of 40 hours on the week. So easily, here from here, I see that I have 115. Okay, which one can I remove to him? I have to remove 15%. So this one is 5%, this one is 20, so I will remove 20 and I will just put it here to Mike. Mike is not 87, here is 95, but it's still a bit too much for him because for her because I know that I will have other things to assign to her, so I will also remove this 15 one and give some to Gilles. So it allows me to quickly have an overview of the different workload of my employee and see who can be available for a new task or not this week or the week after, etc. If I come here, then I can also group by employee, and then once again, They can group by project. So for example, they can see, oh, I forgot to group first by employee. Then I will group by project. Then inside that, I will also group by task. And they can see, okay, on which task they have to work. So it's all the time the same task. Maybe I made a mistake when I did it before, but here there is the development on purchase, the development on payment terms, on contact, etc. So it's 1, 1, 1 here, and at the end we see still the total of workload on the week. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So yeah, this was then the planning application. So as you have seen, we can have different cases, so it really depends of your company, of what you want to do with that. We still have some work to do on the integration with the employee app, but it's ongoing. And for the moment, yeah, this application is quite great to use it in your restaurant or to plan your different trainings, tasks to do on a daily basis. So thank you. If you have any question, feel free.